Let's talk Alejandro Garnacho. I remember doing a video on this story while he was in the season, and it gained a lot of traction because people couldn't believe it. People couldn't believe that a player that was bought by Chelsea for £40 million would be leaving the club the very next summer. This is a player that was demanding certain things from Manchester United that they weren't willing to give him. A certain amount of game time, a certain amount of wages, contracts, things like this were all being talked about, like Garnacho was the next coming of Cristiano Ronaldo. And you know what? This probably wasn't Garnacho himself. It was probably his agent, his brother. And again, another example of poor representation of a young, talented player. Garnacho had the world at his feet. The stories that are coming out from Ben Jacobs today, exclusively from him saying that Chelsea want to sell Garnacho and are now open to offers on permanent deals this summer. No club-to-club talks yet is what is being said, but several clubs have shown an interest in Garnacho. Can Chelsea pull off a miracle here and gain back the money they spent on the young Argentinian winger from Manchester United? That would be 40 million quid, by the way. Manchester United, very clever in this. I actually feel when you look at transfers, when you look at deals that were done last summer, Manchester United pulled off some of the best transfers in the market. Not just in players brought in, but players sold. For Manchester United to sell Garnacho for 40 million quid with a sell-on clause, which now looks like it's going to come in, Manchester United are going to be making more than 40 million quid if Chelsea sell Garnacho this summer. 10% sell-on clause for Manchester United. This is a player that said he will sit on the bench for 6 months if he didn't get his move to Chelsea. He walked through the doors at Chelsea with his agent. His agent was taking selfies, was running through Chelsea's boardrooms, showing off his signing. His brother, who was sat on the billboards outside of the pitch, just on the edge of the pitch at Stamford Bridge, posing for pictures. That famous pose that he had at Manchester United, the one that everybody's forgotten about now. Remember the famous one? Højlund, Garnacho and Mainu sat on the billboard. Garnacho again doing that pose, sitting there, showing off like he'd got the dream move, and he was going to prove to everybody that he was the next best thing. Didn't turn out that way, did it? 2 different managers in, didn't work for either of them. And now Xabi Alonso, a quality manager who's looking for the right attitude and the right type of player, has said, no thank you, out the door you go. That's Garnacho's future right now. A man that could have been anything he wanted at Manchester United. United gave him that first contract. United brought him through the academy, and his agent wanted more. His agent got into his head, and because of one spectacular goal, thought he was going to be the next best thing. And we all know what happened after that. Manchester United fans were looking at this deal, and there was a bit of a debate amongst Man United fans about Garnacho leaving. Too cheap. Can't let him go for that. Why are we selling our best young talents for cheap prices to our rivals? Well, United pulled off a blinder, like I said. If you look at this deal now, it looks like Chelsea were well and truly shafted by Manchester United, because he has been an absolute disaster class throughout the season. He scored the odd goal here and there. He's had some all right numbers early on in the season, but when the going got tough, Garnacho went hiding, and that isn't going to cut it for Xabi Alonso. This is where this deal is at right now. It is a shame. It is a shame that he's surrounded by the wrong type of people. It is a shame that his brother has basically ruined his career, because that is exactly what's happened here again. Agents interfering too much with players' choices and where they think they should be, what level they should be playing, and what club they should be playing at. They deserve more money. Garnacho, he's probably on a decent wage at Chelsea, but that contract is about to be ripped up simply because he thought he was better than what he actually is. Before we carry on, today's video sponsor is Oxford Natural. Now look, we're all football fans, we're all guilty of it. Match days, takeaways, sat there all weekend watching and binge watching all the football on the TV, waiting for the latest transfer news and breaking news to come through about our clubs. And before you know it, looking after yourself gets pushed down the list. That's where Oxford Naturals Optimum Day and Night supplements come in. First of all, you have Optimum Day, designed around energy and cravings and helping keep people on track. Then you have Optimum Night, based more around sleep and helping people recover properly. Nobody's saying it's magic, nobody's saying it's going to do the work for you, but with a commitment to making positive changes, some people have seen some impressive results. Take, for instance, former England striker Michael Owen, who lost 35 pounds on his day and night plan. You can check out Michael Owen's story alongside many others on the link below. If you're thinking it's about time I sorted myself out, then it is definitely worth giving it a go. The QR code is on the screen. The link is in the description. Make sure you use code ADAMFC on checkout to get 70% off your first order. Now back to the football. So here's my question to you. Get into the comment section on this one, everybody. Where do you think Garnacho will end up? What league do you reckon he will go to? Because I cannot see anyone in the Premier League going for Alejandro Garnacho. I have to see this being a move abroad for him to be wanted by anyone. He doesn't suit the Premier League. He's not good enough for the Premier League. He's proved that at 2 of the top clubs in the Premier League now. So where does he go? Get into the comment section on this. I could be laughing at this. The last time I did this video, I was laughing at Garnacho because I felt like he disrespected Manchester United massively. The words that were coming out of his mouth, given time and obviously looking at certain situations that are developing within the Premier League now and in other leagues as well, with agents having so much of a say on a certain player's career. It's like George Mendes with Matheus Fernandes. There is no way a player chooses Spurs over Manchester United. Why would you go to Spurs when you've got Champions League football at Manchester United and a permanent place in that side on offer? Because agents are driving transfers. Agents are having too much of a say in modern football, and they are destroying careers. They're lining their pockets, and it's good for the future for them, but it's not good for the player. Could we see more of this happen again this summer with agents having that much of a say and forcing players to go to clubs where they really shouldn't be going? Yes, that club wants to pay more money for you. That is seen as ambition in some places. But being paid more money by a club that's down there at the bottom of the league shouts out desperation as well. And I'm sure if you'd have said everything was the same, the prices were the same, choose one club, that player is not going to choose Spurs. And if Garnacho had a chance now, I'm telling you this for certain, if Garnacho had a chance now to pick a football club where he thinks he's got the best chance of progressing further in his career, would he choose Manchester United or would he choose Chelsea? I guarantee you he would pick Manchester United because he didn't know how good he had it at United. They gave him everything and he disrespected the club, or his agent got into his head and made him think that he was being ill-treated at Manchester United. And now look where he is. He's now looking for a new club. And that's going to be the 3rd club in as many years. Is this another career absolutely destroyed because of greed from agents? That's Garnacho's story. A talent forgotten because he chased the money. That's it. Get into the comments. Let me know what you think, everybody, on this one. Where will Garnacho end up next? Make sure you put them comments in there. Give the video a like and make sure you obviously subscribe here on Adam FC. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you all in the next video.